Hey, Lisa Moore here, and I am interviewing one of my best friends in the whole world, Miss Rhonda Kay. She's an extraordinarily wonderful lady, but the thing is, she knows a lot of my secrets, so I can't divulge her personal information because that would be very scary. But you know, I always talk about how I was a nerd in school. And she will attest to that.
Me too.
You know, but the funny thing is, she's put up with me all these years, and, you know, I've got the great opportunity to, you know, we got to spend the weekend together, we got to eat some of the best food ever, we got to see a musical out at the park. It was awesome, Footloose. Of course, you all know how I love musicals because I go around singing musicals, whether you want to hear it or not. Okay? But, you know, I've got Rhonda here. She's captive, and I'm not allowing her to go home unless she did this YouTube video with me because I'm a YouTuber and I'm insane. And, you know, I wanted to talk about, you know, some things that, you know, kind of happened to us over the years. You know, and I've alluded to some of them in my videos. And this is the girl that was part of it, you know, and you'll see her in my 3rd grade pictures and all those other pictures and stuff. And, you know, when I was in 2nd and 3rd grade, I was pretty tiny, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were.
I was pretty tiny. And,
but it was cute, and everybody loved you. I mean, everybody loved you for who you were, period. But you were in this tiny little package that everybody loved too. So.
Was I as big of a loudmouth then as I am now? Was I pretty loud? Was I in everybody's faces?
We weren't allowed to talk, so.
But when we actually could talk, did I talk as much as I do now?
No.
Wow! You heard it here first. You heard it. This is an exclusive. She is saying that I actually talk. She's like, wow. Because my mom says I start talking at 6 months and never shut up.
Maybe we just have more to say now.
Oh, we have a lot to say. Oh my
We have
gosh.
a lot of history. Experience.
We're in a historical place, and then we're talking about our own history, so it's been a very historical weekend.
More ways than one.
You know, yeah, because I've never been to a bed and breakfast. We're here at a bed and breakfast. You know, my husband wouldn't be caught dead in a bed and breakfast. He'd say, well, why would I pay for a bed and breakfast when I'm not going to get my butt up to eat breakfast? Okay. Put this over here. Actually, I'm going to hold it.
Oh, do you want a coaster or something?
Do you have a little coaster?
Yeah, put it wherever you like.
Hey! I was going to put that on.
You want to?
Yeah. Anyway, back to some of these stories, you know. What got you into doing viola?
My mom played. Yeah.
You know what got me into playing violin?
Your mom played. No, she played
No,
piano.
my mom's a piano player.
Yeah.
I was too tiny to play the flute.
The bass.
No, the bass drum was out. For real. I was sitting there with the band director, and I wanted to play drums, or I wanted to do flute, and that's what I wanted to do because I wanted to be cool, and I wanted to carry my flute case to school because some of my friends were. So, but I could not be cool. There was no way I could be cool. I was given an 8 size violin and said, oh, we can get an instrument big enough for you, Lisa.
It was very cute.
A Suzuki. A Suzuki violin is for little bitty kids in early elementary school, not 6th grade, to do the violin. So I was never ever going to be cool. Rhonda, when she was young, she was, in my mind, she was beautiful, she was smart.
Well, thank you.
This gorgeous blonde. And you know, most gorgeous blondes do not have a brain, at least that's the going thing. But she was always a good student.
That much is true.
She
Okay.
was always, she worked her butt off in school, and I'm like, homework again? And so she was like the good student. She was the straight-laced one. She was the one that behaved. You know, well,
You behaved.
we have stories where I didn't behave.
You behaved. In school, you behaved.
In school I behaved.
Yeah.
Yes. But,
That's the only place you had to be. That was cool. You had to keep up your image as an orchestra nerd along with the rest of us.
I had to keep
So-
up my image. We did grow up with a bunch of beautiful girls. We did, one of them was Kelly Emberg. She grew up and married Rod Stewart. She was a supermodel. That was our freaking competition in school.
I'm afraid so.
That was our competition. We had these supermodels and sexy, I mean, they were some hot chicks. As from a girl's perspective, whatever a girl's perspective of a hot chick is. And, you know, the guys were always following them around. And, you know, I was everybody's little sister, thank you very much. And Rhonda, she was quiet, and then she got interested in this boyfriend. And your boyfriend became your husband later, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, she and I, we were kind of the straight and narrow people, you know. We fell in love early in our lives, you know, oh my God.
But remember,
Mm.
he's the one I escaped this weekend for the retreat. Just as you...
Duh, I
Yeah.
escaped from mine too.
That's right.
Duh.
There comes a time.
Too bad, so sad.
Ah.
I'll tell you what, we were young, we were stupid, what did we know? We didn't know. We were always trying to be a little Miss Straight and Narrow. We were trying to be good. Except for the time you went to the Heart concert.
Yeah, that was pretty
Okay,
fun.
you need to tell them about this because I still have this hard time believing that my friend was almost a groupie.
Well, and even, I guess every straight-laced kid still can find a way to get into
Is
trouble.
almost a groupie!
Sorry. I had another friend named Lisa who also played the violin
Lisa Jane.
in the orchestra. Another Lisa
Another
Jane,
Lisa Jane. How could she
who
have
played
two...
the violin.
Right. How could she have two friends named Lisa Jane?
And they were both troublemakers, but I digress. And we pulled the old, I'm spending the night at her house, Mom and Dad, and she pulled the old, I'm spending the night at her house.
You know, that is so sneaky.
So that we could go down to the summit, doesn't really exist anymore,
In an
but
unsafe part of Houston.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
concert venue to show up there in the middle of the night
To get
and
the
wait in line for
tickets.
tickets.
Because that's how you used to do
Two
it.
teenage girls, or we were 16, 17, I don't know.
You were way too young.
Yeah, duh. Down
Her
there waiting
parents
in
would
line.
have killed her.
The middle of the night. I think we showed up about 4 a.m., something like that. And tickets went on sale at 8 or whatever it was, and we did indeed get front row center.
I still can't believe y'all got front row tickets to Heart.
That was the day, that was way before online ordering, phone, anything.
And they knew that I'd be too chicken to do it, which is why they didn't ask me to do it.
I can't, well, thank God. I mean, what if something would have happened? That was just dumb. And
Hey,
in
I'm a
fact,
chihuahua. I would have scared somebody.
two young men, a little older than us, but still, I would say, I don't know, late teens, early 20s, showed up around 5 or 6 o'clock, and then it dawned on us, gee, we're here all alone.
You know,
But they turned out to be very nice,
you
but
were
we
just
were lucky.
You're just
Yeah.
lucky.
How dumb is that? But we got our tickets. Then we came back for the concert. But here's the catch. We really weren't there to see Heart. Okay, now we went to all this trouble to go down there and risk our lives or whatever. not
Over
knowing
the
that.
Climax Blues Band.
We were there to see their backup band. Kind of maybe not a one-hit wonder, but a two-hit wonder, I think.
They actually had two full hits.
Has anybody ever heard of?
I've heard of them. I just don't remember what songs they did. How can you forget a name like Climax Blues? That I won't ever forget, but I honestly don't remember their one or two hits. It's probably something
Couldn't
like...
get it right.
It's
was their
probably
big
like,
hit.
I Want to Touch You All Over or something. Is that
Couldn't
one of
get
their
it right.
songs?
No.
I don't know what their songs were.
Couldn't get it right. But I don't remember what the other
Could-
one was, because it wasn't nearly as big as the...
Are you telling me that that's their song and that's the only big fat song they did and Lisa was all excited about that?
Yes. So I know, the story gets dumber, but here's the funny part. So we go and we take our front row center seats. And the only other time in my number of decades on this planet that I've ever sat front row center for anything was for PDQ Bach.
Spoken like a true orchestra member.
Anyway, and that was more recently, much more recently with my son. But we showed up at the concert. We must have looked very enthusiastic during the Climax Blues
like
Band
Jailbait.
set. We should have looked like Jailbait.
You did look like Jailbait.
But so there was the little break that's in between, the backup band so they come down right as Heart comes out to start their concert. Out comes two of the guys from Climax Blues Band, and they sit on either side of I and the other Lisa Jane.
You guys sandwiched.
Because I think these were seats for bouncers or something. I don't know. But those seats were available.
They just were available.
And maybe being reserved especially for guys from the backup band who want to flirt with young teens in the audience. I don't know. But anyway, so they sit down next to us. And my friend Lisa Jane is
the other Lisa Jane.
And killing my ribs. Okay.
She's actually hurting her.
She's on my left and she's going like, yes, I know. I got one here. I know you got one there. Quit breaking my... So I know... Stop.
They had y'all sandwiched like a groupie sandwich.
And we were a groupie sandwich.
You were. I'm sorry.
So, and we were
That's
just smiling
reality.
and not knowing what to say, and not that they could have heard what we said because Hart had started playing. But at some point I turned to whatever his name was,
You don't...
to my right, and I think he was even the lead guy, but I don't remember.
But who knows? Uh-oh.
Faceless, nameless. And I flashed him a smile. A full metal braces smile.
What else would a 17-year-old do?
And the look on his face, and they were out of there. Those two guys jumped out of those seats as quick as you can imagine. Because here we were, definitely Jailbait, flashing our braces smiles. Well, that was our 15
their dumb
seconds
mistake.
of fame.
And I'm just like, my friend the groupie, I was like, see, she didn't tell me about this. Because she would have known. I would have like, you've got to be kidding me. Number one, you didn't care about Hart. That would have been my first problem with the story. And then the second problem with the story was, you were almost a groupie.
And for
my friend, the straight and narrow, whatever.
If you're going to be a groupie for the Stones. Be a groupie for, I don't know.
That would be a scary ass band. To be
for
a
you
groupie
too. Be a groupie for, I don't know, my son now. He likes Mastodon. Be a groupie for one of those, but don't be a groupie for the Climax Blues Band.
That doesn't sound very much fun to me. Yeah, I was a groupie for the Climax Blues Band. I didn't get an STD, but dang, I got the blues. Yeah, you're gonna get the blues all right. Those guys sounded as flaky as flakes on the top of a head.
And those guys got blinded by the flash of my Full Metal smile.
I think that they just finally woke up. They're like, wow, like I had something backstage, but I'm kind of waking up now, It's like, no.
Their expectations were kind of nipped in the bud now, weren't they?
All I know is that you and I we're always doing something. This is the lady. I was the one that instigated the streaking party after the November football game because it was 12 midnight at the birthday party, and even though we could have been going to bed in our sleeping bags at 12 midnight, no, I had to say, this is boring, let's do something. And so I said, let's go streaking. Because people were actually streaking back then. Nobody did something stupid like planking or owling. Have you heard the new trend of owling? Where you get on something and you perch like an owl? What the hell is that? And why does anybody want to do planking? You got people dying doing planking. That is so bizarre. I don't get it. But anyway, streaking is actually mildly interesting to some people.
Especially then. Oh, what a craze.
Well, I think Anthony Weiner would have done it because he likes to show people his bits. So I'm sure he would have been out there as soon as Ray Stevens put that song out on the radio. I think he might have done that. What do you think? Anyway, so we go out there streaking, and we decide we're going to have a race, and we line up.
A streaker's race?
A streaker's race.
Now that's novel.
Yeah, but the thing is, see this little smarty pants right here? She didn't get in the buff.
Well, somebody has to start the race.
No, yeah, somebody has to drive, right? Somebody has to be the designated driver. Is that what she's trying to say? No, she sat there fully dressed, and she was going to say when to start and when to go. And I'm like, oh, you're so brave. So there I was. We had our towels. And
Our towels.
a towel. I had a towel. It was nothing but a towel. I didn't even have shoes. It is November.
But we were only semi-streaking then. We
no,
had towels.
No.
That's like toga towel.
No,
Toga streak or something.
no, because she goes like this. 1, 2, 3, drop your towels. I did as I was told. I dropped my towel. And I dropped it down to the ground. Everybody else let their towel go, held it in their hand, and ran like hell. No, I had to drop my towel because Rhonda told me to drop my towel. So I dropped my towel. And then there comes a car. I'm hiding. I ran to the bushes with my naked little ass self. Going, oh my God, they're going to see me because the lights are going to go and they're going to see me hiding with my little beady eyes behind the bushes and my little white butt because I was so lily white. I'm like Snow
We
White.
all were.
Well, especially in November, unless there were no tanning salons back then. Get over it, people.
And no video cameras, thank
And
goodness.
no video cameras to put that extra glow in your skin. You know, your pasted little Snow White self. But, and so I will always have her to thank for that because she said, drop your towel. She did.
I'm sorry.
No, it's just one of those famous memories, that we will always have, that, people thought a lot of Rhonda. They had a lot of respect for Rhonda.
Well, thank you.
Everybody had respect for her. Everybody loved Rhonda.
Even though I was a viola player, viola players don't get any respect.
It's a personal problem. Don't listen to her. She has this thing about viola players kind of being second fiddle to the violins.
Harp.
No, she really does. She has this thing like, violas, they only get the other parts. We don't always get the real exciting parts like you bitchy violins do. Y'all get all the pretty stuff.
Google viola jokes. You see what I mean?
There's a lot of them. Yeah. But, she gets the more beautiful sounding instrument. Violins sound like a migraine headache.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't play them good. Especially if you're a diva and you think you always have to play in the stratosphere. But, the thing of it is, here she is. She's got a son, and he's doing well. And I finally have my kids graduating and stuff. So we finally had some time to actually breathe again, which I can't believe that.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
I don't. My son's only 11. But the weekend was a nice breather, sure.
The funny thing is, she's under this illusion still that she's in control. And I love that.
I'm letting go of that illusion, little by little.
I'm letting her believe it, that she's still in control of everything that's going on around her, because she's fixing to find out. You ain't getting control of squat.
I'm finding out. He's not even 12 yet, and I'm finding out.
Yeah.
Hey, wait.
What?
Well, can we go can we go to one more memory from high school? All right.
Oh, yeah, Barbara Streisand would love that.
Okay, hang on. Let me make sure. Let me clear this first. Okay.
Oh, of course, because that is all her fault.
Tell it. You're the storyteller.
This woman that you see before me has a very silver tongue. Her tongue is so silver it should be put in a museum.
That makes me feel old. I don't want anything
Because
silver.
it's silver? No,
Silver,
that is describing the absolute amazing ability of your tongue. to tell someone to do something and they do it. Okay? She came up to me one day in our senior year, and see, the senior class puts on what they call the senior talent show. This is not just any show, people. This is a show where thousands of people fill the auditorium and watch you do your thing. Well, Miss Sweet Little Rhonda, the sweetness that she is, because she's so sweet, she came up to me and she goes, "Lisa, come here, I got an idea." And I'm like, I don't know if I like the sound of this already, you know? I want you to sing Short People at the talent show. I got a friend, David, he's going to play drums, and he's really good. You know, he's in the band, he's going to play drums. I'll play the piano. I got the arrangement. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And I go, you want me to get in front of the entire school and sing Randy Newman's Short People? She goes, yeah, they will love it. They will eat it up.
And you're a damn good singer, too.
She's a good viola player, but she's down deaf, especially on the ears. My singing has done that to her, yeah. Anyway, she convinced me to do this. And I'm sitting there wearing this barbershop quartet hat and navy blue and white shirt and pants and
Oh,
stuff.
you're a doll.
And I get up there and people are like, what the hell is she going to do up there?
On the piano. Sitting on the upright piano. Right? With your legs crossed?
I'm a vamp, I'm a tramp, I'm a bit of a scamp.
Bouncing the leg?
I mean, Cher taught me that.
Sitting on the piano.
And off. I had to get on and off the piano because, you know, I had to...
With your microphone, yes.
I had to make up for the embarrassment I was feeling. I was like, the show must go on, okay? It was like, I had to just put on a show. So I'm sitting there singing this song, and, I mean, I'm turning red, and I'm just doing it, but we're all having fun. And then the next day at school, everybody's going, oh, I liked your song. Oh, I didn't know you could sing. And I'm like, I can't, but thank you. I appreciate that, you know. And there's like, Short People, yeah, you know.
Oh, they loved it.
And
they loved it.
And then they had to talk about it again at the 10-year senior reunion.
Have you outlived it yet? It's been
No.
a bit more than 10 years now, but...
No, I hadn't.
Well, no, I mean...
You are such a liar. It has been 10 years since our senior class reunion.
Okay.
Just 10 years. She's so full of it.
It's been
She's
more
going to
than
tell you
10
it's been
years since
longer
the
than
10th,
that.
but
She's
okay.
going to tell you it's been longer than that. It has not.
But we don't... Have you lived it down yet? I guess not, because I still remembered it, did you?
I haven't lived it down. I'm still the person who got up and did that.
It was great. She was such a good sport and a good singer, and everybody loved it. And it was one of our defining moments.
It was a defining moment in our lives, such as they are. Anyway, enough of all this. This is Lisa Jane Morris signing off here on YouTube, and we will give the skinny next time.
Skinny is good.
Skinny is good. Although you're saying I'm too skinny now. That's okay.
Aww.